All right, so what we're gonna do here is basically just just gonna show you how you can rig kind of any one of the deformers in a very basic way. So um, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna create the controller curves first. So I'm just gonna create nerfs primitive circle, and basically we're gonna create two curves. So Control D, this. Okay. So I'm going to select the outside one, and I'm just going to call this the cone underscore controller master underscore CRV. Boom. I'm going to select the inside one, and I'm going to call this cone underscore controller, and I'm just going to call it deformer underscore CRV. Okay, so it could be anything. It could be bend, it could be squash, it could be whatever. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and actually go to object display underneath the shape node in the attribute editor, then drawing overrides, enable overrides, make this one yellow, select this one, and make this one red. Okay, I'm going to select both of these. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the dirty values. I'm going to go modify, freeze, transform, so zero that out. And then I'm also going to go edit, delete by type, history. Okay, so we have the basic controllers. These things are going to control that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this cone here, and I'm going to just add deformers to it. So I'm a deformer, nonlinear, and it could be any one of these. I'm just going to go ahead and do flare. I'm going to select it again. Deformer. I'm just going to do a couple of them. All the ones that I haven't covered so far. Sine. Select it again. And you can have multiple ones on here, such as I'm doing right now. Squash. No, we did squash. Flare, sine, twist. And I'm going to do another one. Deformer, nonlinear, and wave. Okay, because those are all the ones I didn't do yet. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the hypergraph for this because there's so many of them. Hypergraph hierarchy. And I have the flare, sine, twist, and wave handle. I'm going to select all four of those. In your case, if you just have one, just select the one, and I'm going to parent them to this curve, the deformer controller curve. I'm going to hit P. Okay, so now wherever this guy goes, they go. All right, works pretty well. All right, I'm going to take this curve, and I'm going to parent it to the master curve, P. I'm going to take the geometry, and I'm parent that also to the master curve. Okay, so now as far as like the hypergraph is concerned, when I grab this guy, the master, it moves everything. Okay, because basically all of the deformers are parented to that deformer controller curve we made, and they're parented to the master as well as the geometry. Okay, so I have flare, sine, twist, and wave, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my controller curve, the one I created, and I'm just going to go ahead and edit, and I'm going to add some attributes, okay? So I'm going to make one for each one of these. This rig isn't any, like, you could do this with anything, really. So I'm going to make flare, oops, I wrote flate, flare, and I make sure it's float, and 0, I'm hit, not OK, but add. That will apply it, but keep the window open. Then I'm going to do sine. I'm going to hit add, and then I'm going to do twist, twist, and add, and then I'm going to do wave. And for the wave one, I'm actually going to say okay. All right, so sine, flare, okay. So you might only have one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hook that up through a direct connection to each one of these. Again, so I'm going to go to Windows, General Editors, Component Editor, not Component Editor, I'm sorry. Window, General Editors, Connection Editor. Okay. Select this controller curve that we created. Reload left. Okay, scroll all the way down. There's the attributes we created. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select each one of these. So this is, I'm going to hit 4 so I can see things. Actually, easier over here. But I could select it on here, but it's actually easier to select over here. So I'm going to select the flare. And I'm going to just want to check something. Okay, that's what I thought. I'm going to select the flare. And I am going to go ahead and let's see something. If I take curve, okay, so flare curve is the thing I need to worry about. Okay, so that's kind of, and you can play around with these other things. Like there might be something in here. Just try them out, see what happens. So curve is the thing I want to control. Okay, so I'm going to select flare by clicking on it here. I'm going to reload right. So that was not what I was hoping for. Let's go to flare, select flare, reload right. So it shows up flare. I'm going to go from flare, and then it was curve. Okay, so I'm going to hook up that. Now, I'm going to go to sign. I'm going to skip sign for now. I'm going to show you something afterwards. I'm going to go to twist, and we'll come back to that one too. I'm going to go to wave. Okay, so I have a couple of issues. I need to do more than just one attribute for a couple of these. Flare is fine, but sign, twist, and wave, I need to adjust the amplitude of the sign. And basically for all of these. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple more attributes. I'm going to go edit, add attribute, and I'm going to call this sign AMP for amplitude. Add, and we're going to go ahead and do twist amplitude. Add, and I'm going to do wave amplitude. Add. Okay. All right. So good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down, okay, so I'm going to sign, and I'm going to click on the sign here, and I'm going to hit reload right. So now I got sign in here. I'm going to select this curve again and reload left so that I can see all of them. Okay, so I'm going to go from sign to offset. Okay, because that controls the position of it. Okay, now what I'm also going to do is go from sign amp to just amplitude. Okay, now I'm going to go to the next one, twist, and I'm going to click on twist here, and I'm going to hit reload right. So it's got twist up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from twist to okay, so I need to actually change that. We're going to skip that one for now. I'm going to go to wave, select it here, I'm going to hit reload right, and I'm going to go from wave to offset, and I'm going to go from wave amp to amplitude. Now twist actually got to do a little bit differently. So I'm going to grab that curve again, I'm going to go edit, and I am going to go to channel control. That's not it. Where are you? Edit. Let's see. Why am I not? Hang on a sec. I'm sure it wasn't showing up before, because so I want to select that controller, and then I'm gonna go to edit. And then see, I want edit attribute. For whatever reason, edit. Edit. Why are you not? Let's try that again. Edit. That's so weird. Edit. Okay. Alright, so I got this. You have to select what you want. So I'm going to go to twist. We're going to go edit, and we're going to edit attribute. So I'm going to select twist here. So the new name, I'll make it twist start. Okay. Okay. That's actually all I need to do. And then I'm actually going to go to where it says twist amp. I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to go edit attribute. And we're going to click on twist amp, and I'm going to change that to twist end. Okay, good. All right. So now what we're going to do, you can see we have twist start and twist end. So I'm going to hook that up to the twist here. So I'm going to go twist, and I'm going to select it there, reload right, and we're going to go to twist start, and I want it to be start angle, and then we're going to do twist end, and I want it to be end angle. Good. All right. Good. I'll set this to the side here. All right. So now, depending on which one of these I do, I can click and drag, and this will adjust my flare. This one will adjust the, so I have sine, I got to do my sine amp, and then the sine, and that will adjust that. Put this back to 0. I can do wave, okay, and I could do this, and that will do that, okay. So, and I also have the twist start, where I could do the bottom half, and I could do twist end, where I could do the top half, okay. So each one of those things basically control each one of those, and this will move it in general, okay. So the idea is that basically you connect your deformer to this controller that's going to control it specifically, and that's it, okay. So what I'm going to do now is just make sure that everything's kind of on the up and nuppins, and looks like everything's kind of parented to it, so that's fine. So now what I want to do is basically clean this up. So I'm going to select all these handles, and I'm going to hit Control H just to hide them, because I don't want the animator to accidentally animate on them, okay? That way they won't. All right. Next thing I want to do is I want to make it so I can't select the geometry, so I don't get messed up on that either. So I'm going to go to the shape node of the geometry underneath the attribute editor, right, which is right here. You can hit Control A or Command A. It might be Control A still in a Mac, but go to Object Display, Drawing Overrides. Oops, where are you? Object Display, Drawing Overrides, Enable Display, and change this to Reference. Okay. So now that will do that, and this will do this. And you can go through, and you might need to, depending on what you have, you can lock and hide. You can select some attributes, you right-click, lock and hide, and it doesn't allow you to do those anymore. Okay. But that's kind of a basic rig for this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as my next version. Oops. 8. Okay. And save. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select one of the items, hit the most up in the arrow. So you see it says CRV. I'm actually going to go ahead and we're going to do hypergraph hierarchy. And while I have it selected, I'm just going to hit Control G, because everything is already existing in there. And I'm just going to call this cone underscore GRP, just to keep it clean. Okay. And with that selected, I'm going to right click over type of cone, this layer that I made, and I'm going to do add selected objects. So I can turn that off as well. All right. And then I'll just save it, Control S, and that is good. All right.